Most people are investing way too little money and they don't even realize it. In fact, the average American between 55 and 64 years old only has around $27,000 saved up for retirement. That's barely enough to last a few years, let alone decades. But here's what almost nobody talks about. If you invest just a specific amount every single month, it becomes mathematically impossible to stay broke. I'm going to show you exactly what that number is and how to calculate it for your own situation. So make sure to stay until the end, leave a like, and let's start. Before we get into the exact numbers, I need to show you some research that completely changed how I think about investing. Vanguard recently analysed over 5 million people who participate in employer retirement plans. These are the plans where both you and your company put money in together. The findings were honestly pretty shocking. The median balance for people approaching retirement was significantly lower than the average, which tells us most people are nowhere near where they need to be. But the study revealed something even more important. It showed us the exact factors that determine whether someone builds real wealth or struggles financially in retirement. The three biggest factors weren't luck or inheritance or picking the right stocks. They were income age and how long you stayed at your job. Makes sense, right? As you get older and gain more experience, you typically earn more money, which means you can save and invest more. But there's a critical piece missing from this equation that most people completely ignore. Let me ask you something. Do you know what percentage of your income you're currently investing? Not saving. Investing. Because there's a massive difference between the two. According to the same Vanguard research, the average American invests about 11% of their income. But here's the catch. That 11% includes what your employer contributes. So if you're putting in 6% and your company matches 5%, that's how you get to 11. The reality is, most people are only investing around 5 to 6% of their own money. Now compare that to what financial experts actually recommend. Most suggest you should be investing at least 15% of your income just for retirement. That doesn't even include saving for emergencies or a down payment on a house or your kid's college fund. So right off the bat, most people are investing less than half of what they should be. Let me show you why this matters so much. The Federal Reserve tracks something called the personal savings rate. Right now it's sitting between 3 and 5%. That's terrible. If you're making the median household income in America, which is about $72,000 a year, and you're only saving 5%, that's $3,600 per year. $3,600. Think about that for a second. You're working an entire year and only keeping 5% of what you earn. The rest disappears into bills and expenses and stuff you probably don't even remember buying. But here's what's really crazy. Other countries are doing way better than us. In Ireland, for example, the average household saves around 20% of their income. 20% compared to our 3 to 5. That's 4 times more. And when you look at the top earners in America, the top 1% saves roughly 38% of their income. The top 10% saves about 15%. Everyone else, close to 0 or maybe 1%. Now, obviously saving doesn't automatically mean investing, but if you can't save money, you definitely can't invest it. So what's the solution? How much should you actually be investing every month? There are 2 ways to figure this out. The first is to follow a general guideline like the 50-30-20 rule or the variation I'm about to show you. The second is to calculate your exact retirement number and work backwards. We're going to do both because understanding your real number is what makes it impossible to stay broke. Let's start with the general framework. Fidelity created something called the 50-15-5 rule after analysing hundreds of financial scenarios. Here's how it works. 50% of your take-home pay goes to essentials. That's rent, mortgage, groceries, transportation, utilities. The basics. 15% goes to retirement savings. This can be pre-tax like a 401k or post-tax like a Roth IRA. 5% goes to short-term savings. Think emergency fund, vacation fund, down payment fund, whatever you're saving for in the next few years. Now you probably noticed that only adds up to 70%. The other 30%, that's for everything else. Restaurants, entertainment, hobbies, shopping, whatever makes life worth living. Fidelity didn't call it the 50-30-15-5 rule because that's too much of a mouthful, but that's really what it is. Now I'm not going to sit here and tell you this rule is perfect for everyone, because it's not. Life is messy. Some months you might invest more, some months less. Maybe you have a medical emergency or your car breaks down, or you decide to take a trip you've been dreaming about for years. That's fine. The point isn't to follow this rule to the exact percentage every single time you get paid. The point is to have a target, something to aim for. Because when you aim at nothing, you hit nothing every single time. But here's where it gets interesting. The 15% rule works for most people, but your situation might be different. Maybe you want to retire early. Maybe you want to travel the world in retirement, or buy a second home, or support your kids financially. Maybe you started investing late and need to catch up. Whatever your goals are, you need to know your actual number. Not some generic percentage, but your specific real retirement target. And once you know that number, it becomes crystal clear how much you need to invest every single month. So let's calculate it together. I'm going to walk you through a real example step by step so you can do this for yourself later. First, we need to figure out how much money you'll need in retirement. Financial experts generally recommend planning to spend between 55 and 80% of your current income once you retire. Why not 100%? Because in retirement, you're not saving for retirement anymore. You're not commuting to work 5 days a week. You've probably paid off your mortgage. Your kids are financially independent. Life generally costs less. But you still want to maintain your lifestyle. You still want to eat well, travel, see friends and family, enjoy your hobbies. So let's say you currently make $80,000 a year. Using the 70% rule, you'd need $56,000 per year in retirement. That's your target annual retirement income. And you can reach it much faster if you open your YouTube channel, since YouTube is the golden opportunity of this decade, and I can help you in my community with the link below. Now here's where the 4% rule comes in. And if you don't know what that is, stick with me because this is important. The 4% rule says you can withdraw 4% of your retirement savings every year without running out of money. It's based on historical market data and accounts for inflation and market downturns. So if you need $56,000 per year in retirement, we divide that by 0.04. 56,000 divided by 0.04 equals $1.4 million. That's your retirement nest egg target, 1.4 million. Now I know that sounds like a huge number. It probably feels impossible if you're starting from zero or only have a few thousand saved. But stay with me because the math is about to make this way more achievable than you think. Let's say you're 38 years old right now. You have $100,000 already saved in retirement accounts. You make $80,000 a year. You want to retire at 65. That gives you 27 years to invest. If you assume an average annual return of 8%, which is pretty conservative based on historical stock market performance, how much do you need to invest every month to hit that $1.4 million target? At a 10% savings rate, meaning you invest $8,000 per year, or about $667 per month, it would take you about 26 years to reach your goal. You'd hit 1.4 million right around age 64. Perfect. But what if you increased your investing rate to 20%? That's $16,000 per year, or $1,333 per month. Now you'd hit your goal in about 22 years. You just shaved off 4 years of work by doubling your investing rate. Think about that. 4 extra years of freedom. 4 years of waking up without an alarm. 4 years of doing whatever you want with your time. All because you invested an extra $666 per month. And here's the thing. It's not just about hitting the number faster. It's about what that number represents. Financial security, options, freedom, the ability to say no to things you don't want to do and yes to things you do. When you have money invested and growing, you stop living paycheck to paycheck. You stop worrying about every unexpected expense. You stop feeling trapped. That's what makes it impossible to stay broke. Because once you build up even a moderate amount of invested wealth, it starts working for you. Your money makes money, and that money makes more money. It compounds. And compounding is the most powerful force in finance. But let me be real with you. Investing 15 or 20% of your income isn't easy, especially if you're barely getting by right now. I get it, so let's talk about how to actually make this happen. The first and most important thing is automation. Remember that Vanguard study I mentioned earlier? It found that people who were automatically enrolled in retirement plans invested about 0.5% more across the board. In some cases, they invested up to 2% more. That might not sound like much, but over a lifetime, that's tens of thousands of dollars in extra wealth. Why does automation work so well? because it removes the decision. You don't have to remember to invest every month. You don't have to choose between investing and spending. The money comes out of your paycheck before you even see it. And when you don't see it, you don't miss it. This is basic behavioral finance. If you rely on willpower to invest, you're going to fail most of the time. Willpower is a limited resource. It runs out. But systems and automation don't require willpower. They just work. So here's what you do. Set up automatic transfers from your checking account to your investment account on the same day you get paid. Treat your investment like a bill, like rent or your phone or electricity. Non-negotiable. If your employer offers a 401k max out the company match first. That's free money. If they match up to 5%, contribute at least 5%. Then open a Roth IRA and set up automatic monthly contributions. If you've maxed out both of those, open a taxable brokerage account and keep going. The key is to make it automatic and consistent. Even if you can only invest $50 a month right now, that's better than zero. And once you get a raise or pay off a debt or cut an unnecessary expense, you increase the amount. Now let's talk about what to actually invest in. This part is simpler than most people think. For the vast majority of people, the best strategy is to invest in low-cost index funds and leave them alone. Don't try to day trade. Don't try to time the market. Don't chase hot stocks or crypto or whatever your cousin's friend says is about to explode. The data is clear. Over 90% of active traders and fund managers don't beat the market over the long term. And the ones who do beat it one year usually don't beat it the next. You know what does beat most investors? Just buying an index fund that tracks the S&P 500 and holding it for 20 or 30 years. Boring? Yes. Effective? Absolutely. The name of the game in investing isn't picking the best investments. It's endurance, staying invested, not panicking when the market drops, not getting greedy when it skyrockets. Just staying the course. There's a great quote from Morgan Housel, who wrote The Psychology of Money. He said the variable he wants to maximize in his investments is endurance. If you can earn average returns for an above-average period of time, you'll end up in the top 5% of investors. Think about that. You don't need to be a genius. You don't need to pick the next Amazon or Apple. You just need to invest consistently and not quit. That's it. Average returns plus time equals wealth. But most people can't do it. They panic and sell when the market crashes. They get bored and try something risky. They stop investing when life gets hard. And that's why they stay broke. So if you want to make it impossible to stay broke, you need to focus on two things: how much you invest and how long you stay invested. We've covered how much. Now let's talk about staying invested. The biggest threat to your investment success isn't a market crash, or a recession, or inflation. It's you, your emotions, your impatience, your fear, your greed. That's what will destroy your wealth faster than anything else. So you need to build systems that protect you from yourself. Automate your investments so you can't skip a month. Don't check your account balance every day. Don't watch financial news that's designed to make you panic. Set it and forget it. Check in once a quarter or once a year, just to make sure you're on track. Rebalance if you need to. But otherwise, leave it alone. Here's another important point. If you're not investing enough right now, one of the fastest ways to change that is to increase your income. I know that sounds obvious, but most people focus all their energy on cutting expenses and almost no energy on earning more. Both matter, but there's a limit to how much you can cut. You can't reduce your rent to zero. You can't stop eating. But there's basically no limit to how much you can earn. And when you earn more, you can invest more without sacrificing your quality of life. So how do you increase your income? Side hustles, freelancing, learning a new skill, asking for a raise, switching jobs, starting a business. Everyone has something they're good at, something they know more about than most people. Maybe you're great at graphic design or writing or video editing or playing guitar or fixing cars or coaching sports. Whatever it is, there's someone out there who will pay you for that skill. You just have to figure out how to package it and market it. Let's say you're really good at tennis. You played in high school, maybe a bit in college. You could offer private lessons to beginners. $30 an hour. Teach 5 people a week, and that's $600 a month. Invest all of it, and you just added $7,200 a year to your retirement savings. Do that for 20 years with an 8% return, and you've added over $330,000 to your nest egg. From from tennis lessons. The point is, you don't need to become a millionaire overnight. You just need to find small ways to earn a little extra and invest it consistently. Those small amounts compound into life-changing wealth over time. All right, let's bring this all together. If you want to make it impossible to stay broke, here's exactly what you need to do. First, calculate your retirement number using the method I showed you. Figure out how much you need per year in retirement, divide it by 0.04, and that's your target. Second, figure out how much you need to invest every month to hit that target based on your current age, and how many years you have until retirement. Use an investment calculator online to run the numbers. Third, automate your investments. Set up automatic transfers on payday. Max out your 401k match. Open a Roth IRA. Invest in low-cost index funds. Fourth, focus on endurance. Don't try to get rich quick. Don't panic when the market drops. Just stay invested. And fifth, find ways to increase your income so you can invest more without feeling like you're sacrificing everything. Here's the truth. The reason most people stay broke isn't because they don't make enough money. It's because they don't invest enough of what they make. You could earn $1 million a year and still end up broke if you spend it all. Or you could earn $50,000 a year and retire a millionaire if you invest consistently. It all comes down to how much you invest and for how long. The math doesn't lie. If you invest 15 to 20% of your income in low-cost index funds for 20 to 30 years, you will build wealth. It's not a maybe, it's a mathematical certainty. The market will go up and down. There will be crashes and recessions and recoveries. But over the long term, the trend is always up. And if you stay invested, you win. So stop waiting for the perfect time to start. Stop telling yourself you'll invest more when you make more. Start now with whatever you can. $50 a month, 100, 500. Whatever it is, just start. Automate it. Stay consistent. Increase it when you can. And in 20 or 30 years, you'll look back and realize that decision to start investing was the single best financial decision you ever made. Because it made it impossible for you to stay broke. If you want to learn more about the 4% rule and exactly how much you can safely withdraw in retirement, check out my next video. Oh, anyway, I opened a new completely free community where I explain how to create and scale your YouTube channel. After an experience with over 10 successful channels, there I will give you all my strategies and tips to monetize and scale your faceless YouTube channel, and I will help you step by step. Since YouTube is the golden opportunity of 2026 if done well, I'm waiting for you. Just a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for educational purposes only, and any results depend on your own decisions and actions.